I'm sitting. You see me sitting right here, and I go to give my daughter a hug. She was in the front seat, and she was just like paranoid. And when I reached over like that to give her a hug, and she freezed up like somebody had been hitting her. I can't say it was old boy, but I say something was somebody was doing something to my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why it's somebody, because I can't say that he did it. Only thing I can say is that somebody has been doing something to my daughter, and I have a picture who it is. So when that happened, I said, okay, we're going to stop on Peachtree, and we're going to go to this pizza place called Fellini's. If you are in Georgia, it's a pizza place called Fellini's Pizza. Okay. It's on Peachtree by Buckhead. And we stopped, and they only had one restroom at the time doing that. And so we stopped. We want to sit down and talk, because I want to see what's been going on with you. Somebody hitting on you or something. So she went in the bathroom, and she got on the phone. And she stayed on the phone, and I said, let's order a pizza, and we'll sit down and eat, and we'll talk a little bit more. She would never come out the bathroom. So when she wouldn't come out the bathroom, I was like, man, I said, the manager was getting upset because people couldn't go to the restroom. And I was like, hold up. I said, we need to get her back. We've been in the pizza place an hour. So I said, look, Joyce, we can take you back to school, and we're going to talk to you tomorrow. Come on, let's go. She ran out of the pizza spot, ran and got in the front of the seat and sit there and didn't say a word. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking just like this. I said, okay, let's go. So I drove her back up there to the college, and I couldn't even stop the car good enough. She jumped out the car and ran on the inside, and that's the last time I seen my daughter in college. And I told her roommate, I said, look, if anything happens between now and tomorrow, me and her mom will come back up here, and we're going to, go back over and see what's going on with JOYCELYN. And at that time, I didn't see her since. And at that point, I was so eager to try to find out what's going on with my daughter, like any parent, to try to see.
Yeah, I understand that.
I want to.
And one last question, then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
So if you get in contact with her, because in my mind, I'm assuming she's worried about you trying to prevent her from being with Kels or dating him. Is that a chance that you could communicate with her and not coax her to come home? I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm just asking.
I'm going to be straight up with you. Of course, I don't like the allegations of what's going on with this man. You follow me?
Okay. Right.
He's 24 to 25 years old right now, right? 24. She'll be 25 this summer.
Okay.
Tell a grown lady what to do. You follow me? But as a parent, as a concerned parent, I know I wouldn't want her to go and deal with the thing or what type of lifestyle she's living. You follow me?
Okay.
Does that kind of answer your question? As a parent, I would want her to go back, but I can't hold her hostage, just like I couldn't hold her hostage to take her to her dorm room because she was of age. So I can't control somebody if they're grown. You follow me? But as a parent, I'm concerned, and I would want to make sure that she's fine, healthy, and okay.
And I'm just for the sake of having a relationship with her, because I'm not in support of any person not being and having a relationship with their parents. I'm not in agreement with that. Right. But I'm just saying, if that's what I'm thinking her hesitation is. So I'm just saying, you probably already know this, but just recommendation, if you can contact her, just try to establish a relationship and just hold your tongue and don't say nothing about her going with it. Absolutely. As a father, all I wanted from day one is to see my daughter and love her and make sure she's fine, healthy, and okay. That's all I wanted from day one. It didn't even have to get far. You feel me? But I know. Fight for my kid. I don't care if you was the president. I don't care if you were Donald Trump. I don't care if you were anybody. If you got my child and if I can't talk to her, we're going to have a problem. Now, when I get a chance to talk to her and she said, Daddy, this and this, and I'm fine, and this and this and this would have never happened. It would have never got down this way. But you know what?
like they say, everybody's skeletons start to come out when things start to happen. Now, I can't speak on what another woman had happened to her. You follow?
Right.
But what I can speak on is me and my wife, what we tried to do to make sure my daughter's okay. That makes sense?
I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. And I hope everything works out. And I really, I want y'all to be in contact with her, but I really feel that she's hesitant because she don't want you coaxing her to say, don't go back with him. He's this and he's that,
At this point, let me tell you something. At this point, I just want a relationship with my daughter.
I understand that because it's
fine. And whatever going on with Kels has nothing to do with me at this point.
We know that. Yeah, I know that. I was just curious to see how it all, started.
I was just the person who stood in front of his house and said, my daughter, I can't see my daughter. And this man got my daughter. And that's any father. I'm going to tell you this. If a father don't sit there and try to fight for his daughter and won't go to the man's house and say, dude, you got my daughter in there. If I can't talk to her, me, you finna have a problem.
No, I totally understand that point of view. That's not in question. Yeah, that's not in question.
So now all these other things that's going on, hey, I've heard these other women's sides or whatever. All this just got to play out in court. Just that simple. But relationship with my daughter, that's all I want at this point. And if she tell me, Daddy, this, and that, and she showed me facts and showed me what, then it's a different story. But she haven't showed me that yet.
So when you all went to court, she gave you all no eye contact, no communication, nobody, not even grandma?
No.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's real interesting.
Did she look well and clean and safe?
Yeah, she looks nice. Let me tell you something. I hadn't seen my daughter since December 2016. You follow me?
Okay.
When I seen my daughter at the courthouse, and I walked in the courtroom because I had told them, they said, that's your daughter. I said, yes, it's my daughter. I'm coming to support her. I said, I'm trying to get my daughter out of, any father going to try to get his daughter out of a jam. I don't care who.
Absolutely.
So I'm here to support my daughter. So I'm like, hey, that's my daughter. So when I got over there and I saw my daughter, I said, she looked just like her mom. She's beautiful. I was like, I'm smiling from ear to ear because I could see my daughter. I'm smiling from ear to ear. I'm like, man, I want to hug my daughter right here in court and tell her how much I love her and I miss her. But I can't do that. I can't do that in court. You can't do that in
you can't touch me. Do all that,
You're going to have a problem.
Yeah, you have a real problem.
They don't even want you to have your cell phone on talking about touching someone.
Right,
I want to get there and hug her. So that's when I went downstairs and, my wife was upstairs and I don't know what happened between them upstairs too much because I can only speak on what I was saying because I was downstairs to try to, see if anybody was down there, were with her or trying to hold her. But I had got in disagreement with a dude. I don't want to mention his name, but I got in disagreement.
What? In Chicago?
Yeah, so we had a little issue, but it's okay. Well, it was.
I missed the dirt. Look, we ain't get that dirt. It was a scuffle. It was just a communication.
Yeah, so we had a little problem there, but my wife was on the outside, and my other daughters. And let me tell you something. My baby girl, she loves JOYCELYN. She about JOYCELYN all the time. That little girl loves her. And so do JOYCELYN too. And that's the reason why we fight so hard. We look, our last name ain't Savage for nothing. We stick together like glue. My father passed. And my father told me, he said, boy, whatever you do, bring my granddaughter. This is what he said on his dying bed. He said, you bring my granddaughter back to me. And if I'm not here, bring her to my grave. And tell her granddaddy loves her. He said, I don't do nothing else. If you can't do nothing else for me, son, you bring my granddaughter back to my gravesite and tell her.
So he passed away?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Condolences. I'm sorry for your loss.
fast from that, and I'm gonna tell you something. I got up on the in the church and I did the eulogy for my daddy, and as we was going to the burial site, and I was the last person to touch that casket, and that casket started going to the ground. I couldn't hold my tears back because my father loved her so much, and I said, Pops, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to bring your granddaughter back to this site here, and so she could say her final goodbyes to you. I'm going to live out your wish. And from that day forward, I've been on hell and high water to bring this girl home so she can at least see her granddaddy and say bye to him. Because she couldn't see him in person. So at least I can honor his wish and bring her back to his gravesite so he can have peace. Because I don't know if he's at rest or not, but at least he can have peace. You see what I'm saying?
Right, I totally understand.
But yeah.
Were you all able to yell out sorry in court? Like, we apologize? Was that
not in court, of course. No.
Well, yeah, not in court, but outside of court, so she knows, I'm sorry, I just want to talk to you. That type of thing. Yeah,
that's all we wanted, We wanted to yell out in court. I mean, not yell out in court, but we wanted to tell her, we want to talk to you. That's the reason why if you heard her mother say one thing, JOYCELYN, we want to talk to you. That's what her.
Yeah, I heard her say that.
That's all she wanted to do is have a conversation with her daughter. Now, if her daughter didn't want to, if her daughter heard and they sit down and have a grown-up conversation, because she's not a young child no more. She's not a kid.
Right.
Young adult.
Yeah, I saw her. Yeah.
If you a young woman, just like me and you're a chaos supporter. You follow me? But we have conversation. As an adult, that's what we do. We ain't can argue. We can disagree to agree. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So
I totally agree.
Me and you doing. You're a chaos supporter. I'm not. But at the same time, we can have a conversation as a grown up. And that's
Yeah. All right, well, I'm not going to keep you, but I just really recommend y'all just tell her, hey, we sorry. I just want to talk to you. I'm not going to try and coax you to not be with him. We just want a relationship.
I've said,
let her know.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. I've said that numerous of times on Instagram, baby, I love you. Daddy just talk to you. Call me. That's all I need for you to do is call me. Get on the plane. Let's sit down and talk. Where you want to meet in Memphis. You want to meet in Nashville. My lawyer even said, put JOYCELYN Savage on a plane, meet in Nashville, and we can have a talk. That's all we want to do is have a talk. That's all my lawyer wanted. That's all I want. Now, everything else what's going on has no concerns to me to a degree, but after I learned some couple things, we're going to all see how it plays out in court.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a fair day in court. Everybody. No matter what.
Yeah, I agree with that. Does she have a handler or something? Who is somebody keeping her? Who's got it? She just by herself or what's going on?
She has some things that's going on. I'm not privileged to say all about that.
Okay.
But, because it's definitely a federal investigation. And my lawyer would actually slap me upside the head because it is a federal investigation going on. But it's some things that's going to come out. And everybody can read between the lines. And, we will see all these things come out in trial. My thing is, a lot of people they want him to, I want him to have a fair trial. You know the reason why? So it won't be no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I want it to be fair as fair can be. Because at the end of the day, if you're not fair, then you didn't do justice. What I'm not going to do is do any victim bashing or none of that stuff. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to do something. These victims, they deserve their day in court. Just like everybody else. If it happened, and these things, and my honest truth is, I believe the victims more than I believe anything what Kill say. So I believe the victims. So my thing would be that I want the truth to come out in court. Just that simple. But I love my daughter. That's my objective. That's been my attorney objective. That's been everybody's objective. Want to find out, make sure she's fine, healthy, and okay.